So today I wanted to do a video that kind of talks about a theory I had, and I've never done a video like this, so just, take it with a grain of salt, but it was a theory that I had that what happens if Danzo actually got his way and he actually stopped Sasuke and Madara from actually, in that fight with Sasuke, if he actually had killed him. Now for this theory or scenario, Sasuke would actually have to lose by ways of him not tricking Danzo, but actually Danzo actually having one eye in his arm to his arsenal still there. And in doing so, Danzo would actually defeat Sasuke because Sasuke thinks he planted a Genjutsu, but Danzo actually has one eye left. And maybe he I don't know if he'd kill him, but let's just say he actually did kill Sasuke, just for a crazy thing to put out there. Well then Sasuke, remember Naruto and all them and Sakura and Kakashi show up later. So if Danzo still is weakened, then he'd probably be there. Danzo would probably collect Sasuke's Sharingan, he'd probably use the Izanagi to then try to get Madara. But then the thing is, he had Shisui's eye, so he'd probably use Kotoma Arasu Kame on Madara or Obito or Tobi, whatever you want to call him. So if he actually did that, think about how ridiculous that'd be. He could actually control most of the Akatsuki, but there's several outside forces to be played at here. Danzo is pretty screwed because Black Zetsu is still there with Obito. We saw him get randomly the Obito, the Black Zetsu just emerged during the Fourth War, so he would actually have to fight that off, which would just be insane. I don't think Black Zetsu or White Zetsu would just be cool with the fact that, he practically just, stopped everything. But I guess he could use Kotoman, he could just control Tobi for a while, but the problem is, there's two outside things. There's three, actually. Well, Naruto and Kakashi are still there, so they'd probably end up fighting him. The Leaf doesn't trust him. He doesn't have any sidekicks anymore. He also would lose a ton of chakra from this fight. So, he can control the Akatsuki to a degree, but Kisame is, dead, so he can't control him. He can only control the Zetsus, maybe even that, and even that would be a push. And the problem is, both Shin and the Nue that are in Baruto would emerge at some point, those two radicals, and, the village would be in jeopardy again. And even if he did, even if the Leaf was, even if the Leaf actually did to say, alright, you can be Hokage, we're cool with that, it would still be super problematic because, the Leaf wouldn't have participated in the Fourth War, Sasuke would be dead. Naruto, I don't know if he'd be able to just be cool with that with Danzo. I think he wouldn't even talk no jutsu him. I think he would just straight up kill him. Or the Nine Tails would emerge and, Danzo would be able to control him, and he had Madara, which had the Kamui, which Kakashi would be eventually, maybe he would figure it out, but, he could even take Kakashi's eye, and that would just become so problematic. If he found his hideout, then he would have all the Sharingan, then he could just replace his arm. It's just endless. But the Shin, the Nue, and the Fourth War, Danzo was totally screwed. The Zetsu thing, the Edo Tensei Madara, if Kabuto actually just... I think what would happen is Kabuto and his Edo Tensei army would probably just actually fight against Danzo, and even if the Leaf wasn't participating, Danzo still would have got fucked. So this fight really made it seem Kishimoto got drawn into a corner here, because it just seems like Danzo, no matter what he does, he would just get killed. He would get absolutely wrecked by whatever happens. Even if he survived, the war happens, they somehow are able to stop the war without the Leaf's help. Well, Danzo's still screwed by Shin, all the clones, and the Nue, which would all be Danzo's fault, which would make him not the Hokage. So it's I don't know, it's a crazy theory that if Danzo actually, what happens if he actually had won, controlled the Nine Tails, control all this? I don't know. He was an old person. I don't know how he would have fared against all the elements that would actually end up happening in the future, but it's just an interesting topic to think about. But yeah, so what do you guys think?